Good morning, Twitch.tv. Good morning to YouTube as well. And, of course, good morning, mini Motorways. Let's go to Warsaw for today's daily challenge where we will do our best morning radio voice. I guess, I don't know. We got double road tiles and no motorways are offered, which, gross. I suppose we'll have to rely on bridges? And I just used a bridges. No! Oh, the shock and horror and failure and such. I don't know. Trombone Dalek was here first. Good morning, Trombone Dalek. Oh, goodness. All right, I want to tell you a story about a thing that happened to me yesterday. Because, well, I don't know, it was dumb. So it's been quite warm here in the northeast of the United States. And, as you, a person who exists in the world, are probably aware, when it gets quite warm, there are bees. And yesterday, I noticed that a wasp or a hornet or some sort of large, segmented, winged, flying, stinging creature had made its way between the glass of a window and the screen of said window. Like it had gotten inside the screen and was not immediately leaving. It had gotten in but could not get itself out, so it was just kind of flying around and looking generally nonplussed with the situation. Complicating matters were two things. One, I had to be on a call for work and therefore was basically tethered to my desk. And two, it was in the window that Nora likes to sit in. It's the one with her little window perchy look out onto the world thing. So the cat's going insane. There's a bee in the window. And as you may recall, those who have been familiar with the lore of the _Goog, by which I mean those who have heard me tell this story before, know that I am deathly terrified of such insects because for about 28, 29 years, actually more than that, for 30 some odd of the years I've been on this earth, I've lived under the assumption that should I ever be stung by one, Dalek thought I was in the northwest of the U.S. No, that is incorrect. I am in the northeast of the U.S., home of revolutions and patriots of the football-playing variety and that sort of thing. Let's take another bridge because we're out of them, so that's important. We also need to do something for this business here, and I think the thing which we're gonna do is... man, I don't love this idea, but it's the best I got. Because I don't think these three can sustain this, so I can't just win back a bridge. So anyway, what we're going to do is this. We're going to do that with a PCTL right there. So now these 7 houses will support these 2 businesses somehow, sort of, hopefully. Where was I going with this? Yes, so for 30 some odd years of my existence, I have assumed that should I ever be stung by a bee, a wasp, a hornet, that sort of thing, the following 90 seconds, the 90 seconds that follow such an incident will be the worst, last, and most painful 90 seconds of my life. So that's a great way to live. I highly encourage it. It doesn't inspire irrational terror or nothing. A PCTL, Trombone Dalek, is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. This right here is a perfectly cromulent traffic light because it works pretty much exactly as you would hope a traffic light would. You're mostly green all the time. Cars will go straight through or they'll turn left as this one just did. And sometimes, as we follow this one coming out of here, we'll take another bridge right here. Sometimes they'll turn right, but they'll only do so against the light so as not to lose much momentum. It is a perfectly cromulent traffic light. All right. This purple road here can actually, yeah, I think I am going to take up that space. That was initially a road drawing mistake, but then I was like, nope, wait, that's better. Let's do that. So these 2 purple houses will swing up into here, service this business. That should be fine. And the reason I spent 30 some odd years of my life with a mortal terror of such flying bastards is that one time when the underscore Goog was a tiny little baby, I was in a rug at my aunt's apartment or something, and I got stung by a bee, and I swole, my widow hand swole up to the size of a grapefruit to hear the story told. And I was rushed to the hospital, whereupon it was discovered that I am in fact deathly allergic to bees, meaning that if I am ever stung by one, the following 90 seconds will be the worst, last, and most painful 90 seconds of my life. It turns out, some 30 some odd years later, when I was telling this story to my mother, she said, "Son, that was your sister. That was not you. You have never been stung by a bee." So now I have all of the mortal terror with none of the knowledge, which isn't better. It must be said, it isn't better. So we got a problem. Specifically, we've got this business here, and I think what we're gonna have to do is yoink back these 3 orange houses and get this bridge. If we get this bridge back, we can then swoop these 2 purples off in this direction and have them basically just do this, at least for now. I don't love really anything I just did here, but yeah, we got trouble right here in Problem City. Starts with a capital T and that rhymes with P, and that stands for holy pit. This looks bad. Let's restructure the purple road again. It's been a scant 9 seconds since we had to do that. So let's see here. These 2 greens need to get involved with the thing. Good morning, Samurai Sam. We'll redraw this purple road going up that way. So now we have 2 greens and this, and you can swing in that away. Yeah, sure, that's not horrendous or nothing. That's okay. Well, now we've got another beigeness up this way, which is just lovely. All right, fortunately, it's Friday, so we can actually, hold on and get through some stuff. My back. I tried to adjust the positionment of my fatness, and, well, there was too much fatness. Pain and aching. Don't get large, friends. It is generally inadvisable. Alright. We will take a bridge, which is a good thing to have. Now, we gotta get beiges, which almost universally live down here, up to there. What's the best way to do that, I wonder? Unfortunately, and this is a real kick in the crotch, I think the best way to do that is to also incorporate these oranges back into society on an experimental basis. But if we do that, how's that Jack Nicholson line go from Matt Damon telling a Jack Nicholson story? If you keep the camera rolling. Oh, that's a terrible Jack Nicholson. Oh, Lord. All right, so here's what we do. We stick a PCTL right here, and now the beiges here can go up here, go past this orange business into the roundabout we've just created. They then can go up this way and service this beige business over here. Is Nora still an adorable kitty cat who can do no wrong as she lives her best life? I mean, well, she just meowed, which you probably heard, which is very cute. It is true that she is all of those things, as long as she isn't actively jumping up and down at the concept of getting to eat the bee in the window and possibly causing her resting perching pad to shove the window open and thus releasing the death insect into my home. That was a thing that could have happened yesterday. It didn't, thankfully. Mostly because she's throwing paper towels at me! By throwing, I mean I had a roll of paper towels on top of the desk, and then the cat jumped up on the desk, and now a roll of paper towels has fallen off the top of the desk. So yes, she is a good and nice baby. God. Alright, let's take a bridge and immediately have ourselves a think. Well, the obvious thing would be a nice little road that goes straight through here with a roundabout right there, but we don't have a roundabout, we have this. So, what we can do is just use a whole bunch of road to accomplish basically the same thing, and send these two greens on the trip of their life off over to here. Trombone Dalek has redeemed a treat for Nora. Now, granted, she's not going to come running because she is right on top of the desk. But if we pour ourselves a handful of treats and pocket one of the treats for future treating and pause the video game and then reach to the top of the desk and... Oh, no, Nora. No, let me pull you. I have a treat. That's what a pickup artist says to a lady. Let me pull you. I have a treat. Hi. Oh, there's a kitty. Give us a squeak. That's not a squeak. Oh, you're so nice and orange. Here, crunch the thing. Oh, those crunches definitely made levels on the microphone. Oh, there's a baby. Hi. Oh, there's a kitty cat. Oh, you're so nice. You are indeed so very nice, my Nora. Give us one nice meow right into the microphone. Oh, oh, that was a little boop. Okay. Hi. Okay, you don't want to be here. Hi, hello. All right, I'm going to put you right back where you were, okay? Right on top of the desk. Don't stab your foot into my heart. Okay. Ow. Oh, the way she springs. Okay. Now then, good morning, Clancy the Crow. Let's run these lighter greens over here, bulldoze a couple of trees. Sorry about that, trees. We've also got, oh, gross. We've got this purple business here, which is extant. What are we going to do about that, one wonders? Excellent, tremendous question. No idea. We do have another bridge. I could do something with another bridge. Hey, everybody go. Everybody go while we think. You go that away. We need to get purples out to here. You've just gone circular, which is so bad. Why would you do that? Why would anyone do anything resembling that? I've got two purples here, which aren't doing anything. We can probably get through to Monday and see if we get a roundabout. A roundabout would go down nice and smooth right now. I wouldn't mind having a roundabout in my life again. We've experimented with those in the past, and it's worked out reasonably okay, actually. This roundabout is surprisingly high. Okay, so we'll take another roundabout. What are you doing? I'm sorry, friend, what's your deal? You're just part of this, huh? Okay. Sure. Let's do this, I guess. I kind of feel like having this whole beige neighborhood here is not good. I don't know if that counts as a controversial statement, but having this whole beige neighborhood here doesn't actually feel good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something stupid. We're going to use, I said I wanted this roundabout, and I do want this roundabout. I have an idea. Oh, this is such a bad idea. We're going to do that. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that. That's a real dumb and bad idea. I love it. All right. You and you and you are being... how many are you? We'll leave it at that for now. We're going to yoink these onto this road. We're going to put all of these beiges pointing this way. Yeah. We're going to have all of these beiges point this way into a roundabout right here about. And then you go into the roundabout, and you go into the roundabout, and you will eventually connect there once the bridge pulls its shit out of its shit. Actually, hold on. I need the bridge to exist. So we need the bridge to exist. So I think maybe these are still going to be here. Because you're going to come over this way and then out like so. Yeah, that's sufficiently horrible. Okay, so basically the plan is everything comes together in a roundabout rather than routing the purple and green cars through the beige neighborhood. But if we do that, then we've got this green and whatever other greens spawn in this general area here to service this newly formed business. And on top of that, we can take these two purples, run them that away. So these two will serve this circle, which will actually take a fair whack of heat off of either of these two roundabouts. By the way, I have in fact connected this roundabout to this nonsense crap, which sure was a choice I made. We don't know if that was actually a good choice yet, but, you know, nothing's exploded, so it must be okay, right? Right? Everything's okay if it doesn't explode. Oh, boy. Implosions are never a thing. You know, fireworks factories in Yolo County, California don't implode. And listen, for those of you who are not as apparently aware of what's going on in the world, apologies if this turns into a serious personal disaster, but for the moment it's just funny. A fireworks factory in Yolo County, California has exploded today. Is it California or Arizona? Now I'm not certain. Now we're gonna Google. Yolo County is in California. And would you believe it? Sometimes when you store fireworks in a place, that place winds up going kaboom. That place went kaboom. All right, now we have a problem, which is this green business right here is apparently kerfucklicated. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So here's what we're going to do about that. We're going to move the traffic. We're going to move the intersection to this side of the business so as to make this a PCTL even for cars that are coming from the north intending to go here. And then we're just going to extend this little guy. And this little guy will go into this roundabout, which can now come down this way and service here. So now these two houses, yeah, these two and exactly two freaking green houses. Actually, wait, hold on. I have a better way of solving that. I have a better solution to the same problem. We extend the roundabout, and now we pull surplus greens from here. Yeah, yeah. We pull surplus greens from here. We make sure this beige house doesn't get any ideas. Surplus greens from here that aren't going to this circle can now flood out into this roundabout, come down here, turn right with this perfectly cromulent traffic light, and get into this business and make everything better. Yeah! That's not horrendous in the least. Oh, it's so terrible. Oh my God, it's awful. Oh, it's amazing. All right, give me a bridge. Now, you are an orange business way over here. Interesting. Sam got a truly absurd score in Time Guesser. I don't think we're beating that today, friends, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, God. All right. What are we doing about you? I forgot. I think... well... Crap. I don't know. I don't have a good plan. I don't have anything even resembling a plan. Let's throw a whole bunch more beige into the roundabout. That'll be a start, at least. So we throw... I don't clip your tigers. I don't know. I don't want to get into big cat circumcisions or nothing, but don't clip your tigers, friends. Oh, good morning, Peter S. Let's see here. So this beigeness and this orange need to be serviced. Interesting. You know, if I had another roundabout, I could replace this traffic light with one and get some stuff going, but I don't. So, let's do this, which at least gets oranges down this way. And with oranges having been successfully schlepped down this way, we can then make a PCTL here. Run this. So you go that away. You're another PCTL. This is going to be a nightmare right here. This is a bad idea. But speaking of bad ideas, these two oranges can come down this road and swing in this manner. And if we get another traffic light, this would not be a PCTL. This would be, however. So if we get another traffic light, we stick it right here. But honestly, if we get another roundabout, we just solve all of the world's problems, I think. All right, so let's count how many seconds it takes for this double-headed traffic light situation to royally fuck over everything. I believe it already has before I finished that sentence. So, yeah, this here is not what we in the business would like to call a tenable solution. Like, it's a Wes Anderson movie, I believe, about the sustainability of kingly problems, the royal tenables. This is not one of those. Yeah, no. See, the double traffic lights here combined with this business is causing a massive backup of beiges coming off the roundabout, which in turn is killing both of these beigenesses over here. Oh, and also there's an orange business over here. Man, we are not going to crack 1,000, are we? Oh, good lord. Okay. Well, you know, friends, this has been actually an object lesson. I, your friend the _Goog, have nobly sacrificed today's daily challenge run so as to remind you, the mini Motorways viewer at home, about the importance of our guiding principle, which is one business and one road. When you have one business, you draw one road that goes to it. And then, when you have another business, you draw an other road. Remember, children, one business and one road. Let's go with that, shall we? This has been an object lesson from your friend the _Goog. Certainly not a horrible, miserable failure pile. That's just the _Goog. Also, a horrible, miserable failure pile is the title of the episode. Come on now. It's a funny phrase. Phrase is a 6-letter word. Funny contains a double letter, and therefore, neither of those are excellent first guesses for the Wordle. Let's go with the one that all of the Wordleicians in the world say is the best, because it's got all of those vowels in it. All right. Well, we've seen Hey Goog, what's up with the Mets? Asks Samurai Sam. Several things are up with the Mets. In no particular order, their bullpen was very good at the beginning of the season, but was heavily relied upon and is regressing to the mean a little bit, and therefore they're blowing some leads, which isn't great. Secondly, their starting rotation is filled with a whole bunch of guys who, if you're really lucky, most of the time can give you 6 innings, but you're never going to be really lucky most of the time, so a lot of the time, they're only going to give you like 4 or 5 good innings, and then you've got your manager, who's not very good at the tactics of managing, having to decide between leaving his tired pitcher in to get out of the 5th inning, or exhausting his already exhausted bullpen. So that's bad. So the pitching's kind of falling apart. On the other side of things, they have like 4 black holes in the lineup on any given night because Starling Marte can't hit, but he's Starling Marte, so he continues to bat second whenever he starts, which is bad. Brett Beatty can't hit, but Mark Vientos has been hurt, so there's nobody else who can play third base. Ronnie Mauricio can't hit, but he's been doing okay against right-handers, so he continues to bat against lefties, even though he looks about as lost as the underscore Goog would look if asked to face a major league quality left-handed pitcher. So that's bad. They sent down Francisco Alvarez because their hitting coach, Eric Chavez, has broken him. Eric Chavez is a terrible hitting coach, by the way. He basically believes in the notion of sitting back on fastballs, taking what the pitcher gives you, and hitting the ball the opposite way. And modern, accurate, good hitting coaching strategy is that you should aggressively hunt fastballs, try to pull everything that you possibly can in the air, and hit the ever-loving fuck out of the baseball. So that's bad. Basically, they have a handful of really good hitters. You know, Juan Soto's a fucking fantastic hitter. Pete Alonso's a good hitter. Brandon Nimmo's probably a good hitter. Jeff McNeil's a good hitter. They have a handful of really good hitters. A whole bunch of really bad hitters. A bunch of guys have gotten hurt. And they've had some bad sequencing luck. On top of that, they really need to go get... Oh, and Tyrone Taylor's taken a bad step back, which is not great because they traded for Jose Siri and he immediately got hurt. Jesse Winker's been hurt. The aforementioned Mark Vientos has been hurt. Tyrone Taylor sucks. They're starting Luis Torrens at catcher way more often than you should because Luis Torrens is like... He's a better than most backup catchers' backup catcher, but he's not a good starting catcher. So, like, it would be really good if the Mets had, say, Francisco Alvarez with competent hitting instruction and his head not up his ass. But Francisco Alvarez has received incompetent hitting instruction and has mightily struggled this season and therefore has his head up his ass. So, that's bad. And on top of all of... So basically what you have is a team that, on true talent, is one of the better teams in the National League. Maybe the best team in the National League, though probably not. Which started off the season playing like the best team in baseball, and then regressed to the mean, and went into a slump, and had some bad luck, and has therefore played like shit for the last 2 weeks. So yeah, the Mets really need a center fielder who can hit, and to decide if Mark Vientos can hit now that he's back from the disabled list, and to fire Starling Marte into the sun, and to fire Eric Chavez into the sun, and for Jesse Winker to get hurt, and for Griffin Canning not to have blown up his Achilles, and they probably need a frontline starting pitcher. They need a guy who you can give the ball and say, I don't want to see you until after the 7th inning, no matter what fucking happens. And there was like a 3-week span of time where it looked like David Peterson was that guy. David Peterson's not that guy. I forgot to mute my phone. Oops. So yeah, that's what's up with the Mets. There's a lot. There's a lot. The good news is they've had 2 days off to recover from a horrible, disastrous road trip to Pittsburgh. The bad news is they're playing a doubleheader today. I think Blade Tidwell is starting this week, and anytime you see Blade Tidwell on the mound, it's not going to go well for the team starting Blade Tidwell. So Wordle. It can't be quail. There's no A. Damn it. Other than that, it could have been quail. I'm so mad at myself. It could be quoil, except for the fact that, quoil isn't a word. It could be quoth, except there's no I in quoth. That's that famous Edgar Allan Poe inspirational quote. There is no I in quoth. It cannot be Buick, both because Buick is a brand name and also because I is the third letter in Buick, and we know that is not the case with this word. But I do like the idea that maybe it's not QU. Maybe it's is another letter and a U. Maybe it's build. Well, it can't be build for several previously enumerated reasons. What about Bruin? It could be Bruin. It's not, but it could have been Tunic. Now that we've put in Bruin, we know that it's not. But I'm sorry. There are 4 yellow letters here, and I'm very confused. So it's not going to be just ruins, because we know that I is not the third letter, and it's not going to be a 4-letter word with the letter S tacked onto the end of it. Wordle doesn't play that way. However, we should have, I feel as though there are only so many 5-letter words in the English language that contain the 4 letters R, U, I, and N. And I'm what in the fuck, dude? Unrip. That's right. It's what someone says when they've forgotten the word mend. Can you unrip these pants for me? Now we know it's not unrip because God. We know it's not unrip because the 4th letter is not I. What about... I'm so incredibly confused. It's not... Is ruing? Are you ruining the day? I mean, well, you could be ruining the day, but I think that's a 6-letter word because I think it's RUEING, and also it can't be this because we know that the I is not the 3rd letter. It can't be bring or brung because we need both of those vowels involved. It can't. What in the fuck is this word? What in the fuck is this word? What in the fuck is this word? Okay. All right. Ow, my eye. It's itchy. Okay. What in the fuck is this word? I'm just staring at this like it's definitely a word that I've heard of. Amazing. Okay. Urine doesn't, well, yeah, no. I is the 3rd letter, and urine also contains an E, so Incur. Oh, Dalek. Oh, Dalek, that's good and smart and helpful, and I think it's correct. Oh, that's a good word. That's a good word. Thank you, Trombone Dalek. Holy hell. Could have sat there forever and a month. All right. Hello, thing. Are we in Hong Kong or perhaps actual China? We're in one of those, I bet. So this is the Evergreen the Evergreen Hotel and Restaurant. Don't taunt me, Samuel. You're probably correct, but, you know. All right, so this is the Yi Ping Long Company restaurant and patisserie. Okay. You're not allowed to make a left turn there. That's very important. It's not, but... Oh, boy. All right, so this is the Toyota Corona. Interesting. Yeah, this is definitely China or perhaps Hong Kong, but probably just China. Hey. Don't have anything. Well, if we think it's China, we might as well say it's in Beijing, because, oh boy, is there like a giveaway here? There's a way to figure out which it is, which you were able to decipher in this photo. Oh, great. Great, 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 great. I love that. So that's a parking indicator. I probably don't. Stop taunting me! Although you're probably correct. Let's see. I'm leaning China just because I don't know, man. Can't decipher that. The license plates have Western letters. Oh. You know? I mean, that's true, but, like, you do see, like, a lot of Western characters in things and such in China. But, fuck. I mean... yeah, imperialism's like that. Oh, imperialism be like that sometimes. I think I'm too white to get away with saying that. Let's, oh boy. Yeah, I do actually think even Chinese license plate. I could be wrong. It's entirely possible that that is, in fact, the deadest of giveaways, and this is what license plates look like in Hong Kong, but... All right, we're going to Beijing. We got 4 more of these. We can't spend all existence. Where the hell did you put your Beijing, China? Hold on. There it is. Oh, of course, it's an entire China away from Hong Kong. Son of a bitch. Now, I could be like a coward, and I could say that we're in Shanghai, because, you know, Shanghai's also a city in China. Is large. There are people, there are buildings and signage and probably hotels and cars and patisseries and wine and liquor companies. We could be a bit of a coward and just say that it's Shanghai, because there's actually nothing here to indicate that it's Beijing. It's just a city in China. So, actually, come to think of it, I've talked myself into it being Shanghai, so now we're definitely half a China away. All right, so we're somewhere in Shanghai. I don't know where, don't ask. As to the one of this, fuck, I don't know, 1981. I have no idea. We were, in fact, in Hong Kong in 1992. Okay, fine. Well, Sam's already beaten us. Great. Next. In Hong Kong, they drive on the left. In China, they drive on the right. I see there. Hi there, fashionable kidnapping victim. Also, the license plates were, in fact, a giveaway. Well, now we know. Knowing is half the battle. What is the deal with your license plate? You're just talking about the size of your chest. Okay, fine. All right. This is a Cadillac, which is nice for you. Am I supposed to know who you are? Are you some kind of famous lady? I don't know. You're a lady posing in the trunk of a car, which, let's not encourage that. There's enough of ladies being stuffed in trunks of cars in not so great circumstances. Anyway, what's the deal with this car? So we got AD6869. This says NL, which could mean the Netherlands, or it could mean New Luxembourg, which, as we all know, is a village in Ohio. So there's a lot of Luxembourgian expatriates in northwestern Ohio. I don't know if that's common knowledge. It shouldn't be, because I just made it up, but, you know. All right, so we have a lady posing in the trunk of a Cadillac, which is supposed to tell us where we are somehow. I don't quite follow, but all right. So these are not American license plates, or if they are, they're very old, which, I mean, this is a very old photo, so. But I don't think it's very old. Rephrase. I don't think it's American. And therefore, if we have, now hold on, can we make out where a driver would be in these cars? Okay, so these cars are parked on the right side of the road, which tells me that we're not in Jolly London Town, probably. Because in Jolly London Town, they drive on the left, so they'd probably park on the left. Because that's logic. So now we're back to probably being... The NL does look Dutch. It does say Netherlands. The license plates look Dutch. Yeah, okay. I'm fine sticking a pin in Amsterdam at this point. I have no clue. Let's go to Amsterdam. That's not over here. Where the fuck did Amsterdam go? Hold on. There it is. Stick a pin in Amsterdam. As to the when, man, I don't know. We're not going to move the thing, actually. I think it's possible that we can just get away with not moving the thing. It might be sometime in, like, we'll move the thing a little bit. We shouldn't have moved the thing! Ah! Apparently, this is French-Moroccan film star Eliane d'Almeida. Which, Eliane d'Almeida, huh? Okay. Next. All right, we have a snowy winter's day. Excellent. This is skating facility of some kind. Facility is a very generous term, actually. Hey, this sign is saying that various things are in various directions, but we can't actually read it. Also, it doesn't appear to be using Western characters. This looks like katakana or the Chinese version of that, the name of which I don't know. Shit. Well, okay. Now hold on. I'm sorry. Something doesn't add up here. I was willing to say maybe it's a snowy day in a certain part of the world, but oh, that makes everything make sense. Because, like, I was going to say that these people are entirely too white and numerous for this to actually be katakana, but then I saw this Garbo nonsense. This Russian Cyrillic bullshit. And now it all makes sense. Now it all tracks and is understandable. We are in this part of the world. Now, unfortunately, this part of the world is quite large. Like, even with Mercator projection, like, Greenland is not actually the size of all of North fucking America. Get bent in hell, the goddamn Mercator projection. But, even accounting for the Mercator projection, this is a big fuck-off circle. so we can probably narrow it down a little bit more. Oh, boy. All right. I don't suppose you're like the famous Warsaw skating rink or nothing? No? Okay. Fuck, man. We're not doing well today. Let's go to Moscow. It's in Moscow, actually. We're in this fun little skating park on the outskirts of Moscow in the beautiful Russian winter of 1953. Everyone remembers the beautiful Russian winter of 1953, right? Especially, I was barely a mile and a half away. But also, it was 14 years later, so only so good. Okay. Great. So this says sharp 78, which is a strong indicator of when this picture might have been taken. And yeah, I would believe that this was taken in 1978. Let's figure out where. This is St. John's Ambulance, a mobile first aid post in Ontario. Okay, I was looking at this part, and I was like, Mapo? Mondo? But no, it's Ontario. Okay, that helps. That helps a lot. This is the Belleville branch, or at least this parading ambulance is from the Belleville branch. This does look, I think this is a little bit more parade and a little less, oh God, we need an ambulance. But, you know, there's probably a Belleville in Ontario, and there's no reason we can't at least explore the possibility of putting a pin there. We might have gotten to the location generally with this Toronto Dominion Church or something. Oh, it's a TD Bank. Well, if you didn't know already, now you know what the TD and TD Bank stands for. We always provide educational services here at twitch.tv/the_Goog. All right. Beneficial loans. You never see those advertised anymore. It's all just predatory loans. Now, granted, that could just be a predatory loan lying, but, you know, beneficial loans. Oh, no! Wait, there are superior loans. Wait, but I want something that's... Oh, no! How do you choose? Okay. So we're somewhere near Belleville, Ontario, Canada, perhaps just in Toronto. In, when was this taken, Mr. Sharp? 1978. Okay. Seems reasonable. Toronto. Is there a Belleville near you? Ontario? No? Alright, fine. There's Newmarket, there's Whitchurch and Stouffville. There's Markham and Vaughan and Caledon and Orangeville. Oh, there's New Tecumseh. I'm sure that there are wonderful things happening in New Tecumseh, Ontario, Canada. Anyway, here, we're actually right there in 1978. Does that sound about right? Well, no. It actually was Belleville, Ontario, which is a whole 100 and fuck miles away. But still, good job. Next. All right. So we're probably in an airport. I zoomed in on Toronto and I zoomed in too close. I figured if we were in Ontario, we were probably near Toronto, but no. All right. So we appear to be my guess is we're in an airport of some kind, actually. Also, specifically, we're in an airport of some kind in the summer or fall of 2020, because, we're going to be very stereotypical here for a moment. You've got old white people who have actually put their masks on, which must mean that there's a lot of pressure to fucking do it. So we're probably in 2020. Now, where is this? Oh, wait. I think we know. First of all, there's a joke here about, but your luggage is in Pittsburgh. Ha ha ha, that's funny. But also, you remember when I said that this feels like an airport? Yeah, if we're in Denver and this feels like an airport, the Denver airport is famous apparently for being a fucking trip. So let's go to Denver and find its international airport. Hi there, Denver International Airport. You would be somewhere. You sure would be somewhere. We're going to say if these are the roads that lead you into things, folks generally walk around in this part of the world, and then there's like runways and shit. Man, I don't know. Okay. There's more than one. Oh. Well, I picked the international one. It's the famous one, I assume. Let's go to 2020. It was, in fact, 2021, and it was a little bit further that way. Okay, fine. Good job, Goog. Final score is 39,952. Drop yet more Samurai Slams in the chat. Oh, boy. We're never doing comparative slamming in the Immaculate Grid, by the way, because Sam is a person who, solves the Immaculate Grid with single-digit rarity scores more often than not. So, yeah. Anyway. For today's Immaculate Grid, we need Twins and Tigers and Phillies and Red Sox and dudes what played first base and dudes what only played for the one team. All right. Dude who has played first base and only played for one team is, can Goog name a Twillie? I don't know, probably. We'll get there. Dude who has played first base and only played for one team is Tristan Casas, first baseman for the Boston Red Sox. Dude who has played only for the Boston Red Sox is, what was the name of that Cuban outfielder who the Red Sox gave a bucket of money to, and then he turned out to be bad, so they sent him to AAA, and they took him off the 40-man roster, and then he hit really well at AAA. Rusney Castillo, that guy got a raw deal, but also he's a dude who played for the Red Sox and only the Red Sox, despite the fact that he has a Nationals cap. Why do you have a Nationals cap, Rusney Castillo? Did you ever catch on with the Nationals after your Red Sox contract expired? Good for you, my guy! But also, you got a bunch of money, but you also got done dirty by the Boston Red Sox. So, yeah, that sounds about right. Dude who has played only for one team for the Philadelphia Phillies is Alec Bohm. That's it. He's their third baseman. Good for you, Alec Bohm. All right. A dude who played first base for the Minnesota Twins is 2004 World Series champion Doug Mintkevich. Dude who played for the Twins and the Red Sox is 2004 World Series champion Doug Mintkevich, and also 2004 World Series champion David Ortiz, and also dude who got traded from the Twins to the Red Sox at the trading deadline one time when the Red Sox were in Minnesota, Rick Aguilera. I remember that. That was funny. Let's see here. A dude who played for the Red Sox and the Tigers is David Price. I didn't realize that. I didn't remember that Mintkevich was also a trade from Minnesota to the Red Sox when the Red Sox are in Minnesota. That is hilarious. The Twins have got to be like, stop scheduling the Red Sox to be here at the fucking trade deadline already. Don't trade Byron Buxton to the Red Sox at the trading deadline this year, Minnesota. I would look up where the Red Sox are going to be at the trade deadline, but I don't know when the fucking trade deadline is because Major League Baseball, in its infinite fucking wisdom, decided to move it. Anyway, a dude who played first base for the Tigers is Miguel Cabrera, but that's a little bit easy. Okay, it is coincidentally July 31st this year. It used to always be July 31st, but then they moved it, and sometimes it's the 30th, and sometimes it's August 1st, and sometimes it's the 29th. I think they always do it on the Tuesday that's closest to July 31st because that's easier for player movement or something. And yeah, but it should just always be July 31st. My point is, a dude who played first base for the Tigers is Miguel Cabrera, but we can go a little deeper than that. A dude who played first base for the Tigers is Tony Clark, but we can go a little bit deeper than that. A dude who played first base for the Tigers is Spencer Torkelson, who plays there now, but we can go a little bit deeper than that. A dude who played first base for the Tigers is Prince Fielder, and that's not exactly deep, but I don't feel comfortable going any deeper than that. So we're going to say Prince Fielder. Wait! A dude who played first base for the Tigers is his dad, Cecil Fielder. Ha-ha! Still 13%, so not exactly very deep. Spencer Torkelson probably lower than that, come to think of it. Oh well. Now we must name some Philadelphia Phillies. And this is where the whole thing falls apart. A dude who played for the Phillies and the Tigers is Octavio Dotel, I think. I don't feel great about that. Brad Ausmus. Brad Ausmus? Brad Ausmus? I don't feel great about that. Roy Oswalt? No. Shit. Joaquin Benoit. I know Joaquin Benoit played for the Tigers. He gave up a big home run to David Ortiz in the 2013 ALCS. I think it was 2013. It might have been 2018. It was 2013. The 2013 ALCS, he gave a big home run to David Ortiz. That was the one with the security guard going, whee! Because, cops. Shit, man. Did he ever play for the Phillies? I don't know, probably. He played for fucking everybody. God damn it. Edwin Jackson? Russ Ortiz. Oh, I've definitely named a guy who fits. Ooh, I hiccuped. Real Cormier. I don't think he ever played for the Tigers. Played for the Red Sox, though. Good Philly Red Sox pull. Real Cormier. I sure have named a dude who fits. Mother of fuck, it's Octavio Dotel. It's Octavio Dodel. It's Joaquin Benoit. Yep. Joaquin Benoit. Dude who played for the Tigers and Phillies. And to answer Sam's question, can the Goog name a Twillie? The world may never know. Folks, that is going to do it for us here today on Good Morning Mini Motorways. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock Eastern for another edition tomorrow evening for Dragon Age Cola in the Veilguard. And don't forget, folks, this coming Friday, yeah, it's the 4th of July, but also it's a 3-day weekend. We'll do a subathon, yeah! 10 o'clock Eastern until who the hell knows how long. We will set a timer, and then we will add to a timer, and then things will happen. Thank you so very much for being here. Have a good day, everybody, and goodbye.